Welcome to the Epic Universe Weight Loss Challenge, where we are going to try to lose as much weight as humanly possible in the next 90 days. So how are we going to do it? We're going to do nothing but Taibo for the next 90 days. Taibo.
Hi, I'm Billy Blanks coming to you with a brand new workout. It's called Taibo Body Shape.
Okay, video's over. Thanks for watching. I'm just kidding if you haven't figured that out. There's a lot more to it. The first thing that I want to say before we get going in this is I am not a doctor nor a nutritionist. So what I am saying here is not backed up by any doctors or nutritionists. This is just what I did to lose weight previously, and I'm going to share with you what I'm going to do between now and the opening day of Epic Universe on May 22nd, 2025 to get to my final goal. I don't recommend doing this without consulting your doctor first. As I just previously stated, I am not a doctor, although I probably look like one. Just kidding. So let's talk about the goal and how we're going to be doing it. Last year, I lost in total over 160 pounds doing the things that I'm going to talk about today. Last year, if you followed along my journey, you know my goal was to ride Velocicoaster and Hagrid's at the end of the year, as well being an extra large shirt. Well, I crushed those goals. They were easy. Actually, they were not easy. But now I am ready for the next step and next goal in my life, which is to be as low as possible before Epic Universe opens up in May. Just for reference, last year when I started this journey, I was in a 4X t-shirt before the end of December, where I reached an XL/a large depending on the company and depending on the shirt style. Now, while I believe that at my current weight I'll be just fine fitting on every attraction at Epic Universe, I still want to be as careful and cautious as possible. I don't want to get there that day and try a ride and have to do what we call the walk of shame. And if you ever have had to do the walk of shame, it hurts. It bruises your ego. It makes you feel this big and that everything is impossible. So with that being said, I don't want that to happen to me. Now, with some limited team member previews going on at Epic Universe right now, one of the things that I'm hearing coming out of it is that Curse of the Werewolf is a very tight ride. It is very similar to Gringotts or the Mummy. Now, while I can ride both of these attractions in the regular seats, it still concerns me a little bit. And so to myself, I say, self, you gotta get to your final weight loss goal before Epic Universe opens. And let's be honest, it doesn't hurt to lose a couple more pounds, right? You gotta do so. So how are we going to do it? Well, this is how I did it, and this is how I'm going to do it over the next 90 days. So try to follow along with me, and if you need to get out a pen and piece of paper to write it down and to keep this, then do so. Number one, no more than 1,200 calories a day. We are not counting carbs here. Carbs is dead. Well, at least in my mind it is. I have found that counting calories is the easiest process for you, and it gives you the widest range of foods that you can consume in moderation while you're doing this. It has really saved me a lot from when I wanted to try certain things and I could fit it within my calorie intake. It always worked. Now, you need to base this upon your health and who you are if 1,200 calories a day is sufficient for you. You can also use the MyFitnessPal app where you can put in your weight and it will actually show you what your general calorie intake should be for the day and what the deficit is that you should be using to lose weight. Number two, I'm doing OMAD 4 times a week. What is OMAD? Well, spell it out with me here. 1 meal a day. That is right. 1 meal a day. Now you're saying, John, that is crazy. I can't do that. That's fine. If you cannot do so, that is okay. The thing is, and the reason why 1 meal a day works so well is because your body starts to look forward to food. And once it has that food, it actually consumes those calories quicker and burns fat during the time that you're fasting. Now, not everyone can do this. There are different variations of this fast that you can do. There's an 8-hour one, there's a 16-hour one. So basically, whenever you go to sleep, and then you count 8 hours, 16 hours, or so on. And then that's when you can eat after that. I will be doing 1 meal a day, so technically it's 24 hours. And normally I try to eat around 6 o'clock, and I do not consume any other food after 7 p.m. So I give myself that 1 hour window to eat and get all my 1,200 calories in. Now you're saying, how do you get all 1,200 calories in? It's pretty simple. The foods that I choose, which we'll go over here in just a moment, allow me to get there and to feel full. And that way I have enough strength to get over 24 hours. Now for the other 3 days of the week, I still don't go crazy and have breakfast as soon as I wake up. I may have coffee with some zero sugar creamer in it, or I might have a snack in the afternoon like a granola bar or something like that. Very simple, but nothing that's high in calorie or high in carbs. That's what you want to make sure that you are doing. This is the schedule that I kept for literally 8 months, and I did not break it until the holidays. And once I broke it on the holidays, I started to realize that I'm not losing as much weight as possible. Between the months of November till now, I've lost around 35 pounds, which is still really good, but I feel like I could have still lost more in that time if I had kept doing OMAD. Now, to be honest with you, this is a very hard lifestyle to adapt to, and a lot of people cannot do it. And if you cannot, don't feel like you are less than that because you can't. Some people just can't do it. Now, for me personally, it's something that you learn and you get used to it, and it's a lot easier at that point. But that is what I try to do and live my life by. So let's talk about point number 3. Number 3 is exercise. Now, I will be committing to working out at least 3 to 4 times a week during my schedule, and at least 30 minutes a day. Now, I probably should work out more than 30 minutes, and I probably will, but 30 minutes is my minimum of what I should be working out. And at that point, I'm going to use cardio, I'm going to use walking, yoga, all kinds of different things to help me lose this weight. And even if it's just a walk around my pond, that will count as my workout for the day. Also, to clarify, going to the parks does not count as my workout routine. Although I do get plenty of exercise going to the parks, this will not be my main source of working out. Our apartment complex just got a Stairmaster, so I'm kind of excited to do that, and I will be throwing that in as well, so we'll see how that goes. I tried it out yesterday, and it was kind of crazy. After just 5 minutes of trying it out, I was already feeling the burn. Number 4, I will not be having any candy of any sort or any regular soda or regular creamer during this 90 days. Now, I will be consuming natural sugar, which is stuff like apples, strawberries, berries, stuff like that, in moderation. You don't want to go too crazy with this. So just make sure that you just measure it out and you get going from there, because that's the easiest way to do it. And it gives you a little dessert, and it is, as they say, nature's candy. It's actually really good. I've really built a strong relationship with apples and strawberries over the last year, and it's been amazing. Now, there are 2 exceptions to my 90 days, and let me explain. Now, as you know, I am a theme park YouTuber, whatever. There are certain events that I go to that have food, and it's not always the healthiest food, right? So over the next 90 days, there's 2 exceptions. Number 1 will be March the 5th, and that will be Flower and Garden Festival at Epcot. Now, I will be trying some things there in moderation, and I probably will be giving the rest to my friends or my fellow YouTubers that are walking around. I'm willing to make that sacrifice for 1 day and still keep it within that calorie count. Don't go too crazy. For me personally, if I go over 2,000 calories a day, there's a possibility that I could gain weight. So I try not to ever go over 2,000 because I don't want to gain anything. It's funny because Thanksgiving and Christmas, I felt a little bit differently. But now I gotta go. I gotta hit the grind. The second date will be March the 25th, and I don't like to give out the schedule of the channel here because I like to keep you guys on your toes and keep you secret. But March 25th is the opening day of the Terra Luna Resort, and I'm sure that there will be a snack or two that I try that day. In fact, I've already had conversations with friends about what we're going to try, so, you know. Also, if you're gonna come at me with, oh, you need more food than that, listen. This is how I lost 160 pounds, and you can't argue with success. And I am the healthiest that I have ever been in my life. Talking about blood sugar, talking about heart rate and blood pressure, everything is looking good. So just letting you know, that's how it worked for me. Anyway, make sure you're following us on all of our social media so you can kind of keep up to date with how everything's going. Anyway, I love you guys. If you're new here, please consider subscribing, hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming out. Road goes ever on. I'll see you in the parks.